Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to the midpoint of August 2019. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for this end of the month. Show me energies present for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and any cross watchers, cross watchers, cross watchers, and anybody else dealing with Scorpio. Show me energy present for the sign of Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August. August 2019. Show me Scorpio, please. Show me Scorpio. All right. So you have the Knight of Cups. This could be somebody who is communicating their feelings to you, somebody who is amorous towards you, possibly you being amorous and excited about somebody else, feeling new feelings, feeling like you may want to stabilize something. I'm also getting some of you, some of you, how do I say that? Some of you being mindful in how you push, how do I do, what? Push the agenda. Weird. Okay, push the agenda. That's not how I really want to think of going about a relationship or the potential for more or extending yourself to somebody. Okay, so is this a situation where there's like motive behind their interest? All right, let's just keep going. All right, I don't want to read too much into it considering we just have one card out, but that's what I'm feeling. Show me more for the sign of Scorpio. Y'all Scorpios just keep me on my motherfucking toes. Good Lord. Okay. Two of Cups. The Lovers. Five of Swords in reverse. Very good. Show me more for Scorpio. Ten of Cups. Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, okay, Scorpio, here, let me get this chair out of here. Get my chopstick. With this energy so far, I have somebody here wanting to communicate something very, very desperately. You know what? With that feeling that I was getting, pressing the agenda, the person on the receiving end may feel like there's something hidden. They may feel like there's something going on here because we have a fair amount of indecision here with the Two of Swords crowning the reading. The Two of Swords essentially talks about having decisions to be made. Sometimes it's a stalemate. Sometimes it's just a matter of taking time out to figure out what makes sense for you. What is going to be within your best interest, what speaks the truth to you, what makes the most sense to you. You know, do you venture into something with somebody? Here we've got the Five of Swords in reverse underneath this. This is telling me that there's been essentially somebody wanting to mend ways. I feel like this is something that's already happened in the past here. This often represents the past energy, present energy, future energy. Pardon me for clearing my throat. I have to. With this reading, though, it's interesting because it's like I feel like it's already established. And also, too, because it is a general reading, these energies can be a little bit mixed up depending upon where you are in your situation, what you've been experiencing. You know, these are fluid readings due to the nature of them being general. These are not personal readings. So, with this past energy, it seems like there's two people here that, you know, there was a deep connection, a very loving connection. There was a very, it was love. There's love, you know. I'm very curious to see what this Five of Swords is in reverse. I mean, it's essentially a card of letting go of frustration. You know, if somebody was lying to you or verbally, you know, being kind of an asshole, Not even just verbally, their actions, their intentions were kind of being an asshole, manipulating situations, playing mind games. It's almost as if now somebody's wanting to come out of it and the person that's on the receiving end is in their head about what they are having to deal with. It's almost as if they're kind of trying to figure out if there's, if you can trust this. The Lovers here, Gemini card, you have a lot of water in this reading so far, but the Gemini card, you could be dealing with a Gemini. The Lovers here, though, it's almost as if what I'm feeling with this energy is like the female. It doesn't have to be just the female, but the female more than likely was the one carrying more of the burden here, carrying more of the connection here. The male may have been pulling away from the female in a certain way, and that was very detrimental to her in the past. That may have been part of this type of deception. The Five of Swords can also talk about deception. It's not as amped up as the Seven of Swords, where we literally have like somebody stealing from us, cheating on us, hurting us, rape, I mean, it's a harsh card. It's not always those things, but it falls in line with some of that energy. Rape is a little bit excessive, but it can fall under that. Here, though, it's like we have somebody who's either been very guarded and they've kept themselves or kept you at bay and kept themselves protected for some reason, whatever, but that seems like it hasn't helped them in their desire to want to come back to you or want to remedy something here. It feels like it's left you or whomever is on the receiving end, it's left them in their mind and it's indecision. They're uncertain about this. In the future energies, we have the Ten of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. So we see somebody here, it might be both people, feeling that there's a deep connection here. The Ten of Cups talks about emotional satisfaction. It talks about happiness, abundance within love and happiness and emotional stability. It talks about connection, family connection, that love where it's just all encompassing. It's a gratifying energy. It's one where we're very, very connected and in tune with our partners and our family, and we create things out of love because that is the nature of the relationship. Here, moving past that, you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it's interesting, Scorpio, because the Three of Pentacles in reverse talks about not wanting to work with somebody. You may have this feeling that you have this deep connection with this person, but how can you work on it? How can you work on it after you've been dealing with this? I want to find out what this is. Show me the Five of Swords in reverse for Scorpio. Okay, you have 3 cards flying out. And on the bottom of the deck, the Five of Swords, upright. So, first card to fly out, you've got the Six of Wands. Second card, Three of Swords in reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles, upright. So basically, this is somebody wanting to come. This is whomever is wanting to come back here. They're wanting to mend this situation. I wish this would give me a little bit more about what's going on and why. Here, I put it on the wrong card. Sorry. Why they're wanting to mend this. I mean, or what they are wanting to mend. I'm sorry. Basically, here we want victory. The male, they're wanting you to recognize them. I feel like this is the female forgiving the male. They're wanting to be crowned by you. They want to be recognized by you. I feel that they're lowering their defenses as well. The Three of Swords here in reverse is essentially talking about opening up your heart, allowing the pain to recede and drift away so you can build something new, change the future aspect of this situation. It's allowing yourself to come out of a sense of pain and frustration after we've been like kind of in hibernation mode or like heartbreak city, for as long as however we have been. It's basically an energy where we're coming out of that to, you heal from things. You're on to the Four of Swords, which is talking about taking time out. This is the experience, the painful experience, going in the depths of it. But now with this card in reverse, it's almost as if we're coming out of it and going into the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about taking time for yourself, taking time to heal, recognizing what you need to do in your life to make things better for yourself. I know it's not presented here, but considering that the Five of Swords is next, you know, and it's coming up twice in this reading already, it tells me that there has been some healing that's happening here, or at least you're in the healing process, and this person is now trying to communicate their emotions, their feelings. They're trying to communicate what they did wrong, apologize for things, make good on things if they can, you know. But I think you're here in your head about this. You're not certain about this, Scorpio or cross-watcher. Show me the Lovers. And it also, with the Lovers here too, this could also mean that there was somebody else involved during your connection here too. The Two of Swords can also not only just talk about stalemates and stagnancy and a fair amount of thinking and indecision, it can also talk about two people, which one's going to be right for you. But it may have been the energy of the person when they were dating you or dealing with you. They had a decision between two people, and that they were maybe figuring out what their truth was, which one was going to be best for them. You can't fault them for that, but you can, you know, pay attention to how they treat you or mistreat you. But I feel here that there may have been something else going on too, just because of this Five of Swords here. It can be inaction as well, depression. Show me the Lovers here for Scorpio. Show me the Lovers for Scorpio, please. So for the Lovers, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is Earth sign energy. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Under that, on the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups. So essentially the Page of Pentacles is somebody, oftentimes it's somebody who's like younger, could be a child, could be somebody younger than 30. Basically, it's somebody who is very studious. They're students. They are learners. They're very excited to get involved in things that are going to benefit them in the long run. They're new beginnings. They are at the brink of something new, you know. Sometimes it could just be the beginning to a new relationship that they thought, or that you thought was going to be, you know, the beginning of something strong, and then something else happened here. Whatever this Five of Swords is, manipulation, emotional disconnect, it hurt you, you know. But here, okay, so at the underneath here, we have the Eight of Cups. Underneath that, you have the Three of Cups. So this is essentially somebody walking away to a third-party situation. What's under that? Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So somebody who essentially gave to something that they thought was going to be better than what they were dealing with you. Not the greatest. All right, show me the Knight of Cups. First card, Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck now you have the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords, Five of Swords coming out in this reading with the Seven of Cups here. I want to say, Scorpio, with this Knight of Cups, this person, they chose to give to something else. It feels they chose to give to you and to somebody else. The Seven of Cups in reverse talks about, you know, where you have options and they can cloud your thoughts. They can cloud your decision making because you're not sure which to pick. They can have many different outcomes. Cups are also emotional connections, emotional things. So these options can be people because, you know, oftentimes, yes, some layers and levels of the things that we get into our lives, jobs and friends, yeah, they are emotional at certain points, but what is some of the most emotional prime real estate? That's relationships, oftentimes love relationships. And so considering that the Knight of Cups deals with love relationships, opening up the communication, trying to share of themselves, in the past, it feels like this person wanted to give to you. And, they may have chose differently. Now, what I'm also feeling here, it's like that's kind of like the backstory, it feels like. It feels like that's the backstory. Now what I'm feeling here is that this person is now wanting to offer you something new, wanting to communicate with you, wanting you to decide to not be alone. I didn't mention the Nine of Pentacles, but the Nine of Pentacles essentially talks about going away from things, choosing to be on your own, moving towards life in your own way, in your own steps, having your own agenda, and making life prosper for yourself, which is very healthy, especially if you've come out of this Three of Swords energy in reverse. That is this healing aspect as well, which serves you well as in the long run, just because you also end up in a positive light. You end up in a victory. You are seen as somebody who is now healing their life. You are recognizing where you are healing your life and giving newness to that life and experience. But I also feel that this person may be watching you and experiencing the desire to want to communicate something more. Show me the Two of Cups. So, all right. You have some cards here, but I feel like I'm supposed to read them all. God, that's a lot of cards. All right, so you have the King of Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You have the Seven of Wands, Justice, yep. Six of Cups, the Empress, Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. You can't really see any of these anymore. Okay, so with the King of Cups and the Seven of Wands, this is essentially somebody who wants to communicate their energy to you. The King of Cups is often somebody who loves you. You have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, you've got the Two of Cups, Ten of Cups. There's a lot of love going on here. I almost feel like somebody is confused, or in the past they were confused about it. It's that age-old story, the grass is always greener. You have somebody here who may have been immature in the way that they were dealing with things. And it's almost as if this story is turned around. So do you remember when I held up the cards a little bit ago, and it was for the Page of Pentacles? Underneath him was, oh shoot, I can't remember, but underneath that was the Knight of Pentacles. So it was like giving, it was the three of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. So giving to a third party situation because they thought it was going to bring them longevity. That seems to have not worked out. Now we have a turnaround. Now it's almost as if they want to offer you that because they realize that there's a connection here that is unbreakable and they can't deny it. Holy shit. Okay. So what do you do with that? Like, what do you do with that, Scorpio? You know, you guys are not ones to have your hearts played with. And when people do that to you, it's not always the best outcome for the person that fucks with you. And I don't mean like they just fucked maliciously with you. You know, sometimes people do things and they're doing it out of selfishness. The Five of Swords can also talk about a fair amount of selfishness as well. Manipulation, you know, and that doesn't just mean like they're intentionally manipulating you. Like they could be manipulating a situation through the duration of the relationship just to see who is better, who makes more sense, you know? If you're dealing with somebody like the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, those are personality types that are going to go for longevity and, you know, reality-based things. They want things that are tangible. They want things that make sense. They don't want, you know, all emotion. They want terra firma. They want reality. They want actual living based factual, like they don't want things that are airy-fairy and like, you know, not concrete. So here we have Justice underneath this Seven of Wands. So Justice and the Seven of Wands, here, I'll just pick them up. Justice and the Seven of Wands, we essentially have somebody who, you know, it's like they want to bring back, they want to restore truth. They want to restore the connection here. They want to make good on what's been done. And look, this person's even like bowing down. You're the one, or whomever is on the receiving end, they're defensive here. They're not being receptive, or as receptive as they possibly can be, but whoever's caused this is on their knees begging to bring back correctness, to bring back rightness, to open this up again. I feel it's Scorpio. You're here, Scorpio. You're the King of Cups. you have the Six of Cups with the Empress here too. So the Six of Cups has a lot of meanings. It can talk about children, it can talk about family, it can talk about good times, feeling very elated and happy in your family and your experience with your emotional self. It can talk about good healing. It also talks about people from your past coming back. It's a card of reconciliation as well. It can, talk about somebody wanting to bring back and resurrect something that may have gone. They may be seeing you now as somebody who is absolutely beautiful, radiant. They're happy to be around you because you are that abundant experience that they once had, and they've sadly let it go. But I do want to mention here too, even though this person may be coming up as the King of Cups, I feel you're here as the Empress. You could be dealing with a Taurus, but I feel that you're the Empress here, which is essentially, it's a card of ascension. It's a card of, awakening into your own power, being very keen on doing things your own way and living life in prosperity and abundance and, connecting with those to bring goodness into the world, to bring whatever you touch there it makes things better. And part of this energy that I'm picking up is like this person is regretful. I'm very curious when the Five of Cups is going to show up, because I feel that this person is very regretful, remorseful, very kind of just holding on to these emotional situations that they've had in themselves, and it's very difficult for them to let it go. And it almost seems like they're seeing you now in this like glorious light. But what I was going to say is that this king, they may be coming up as king, or you may be coming up as king. Whomever it is, king does not really fit with an empress. The emperor fits with the empress, They're still not caught up to you. There's still, there's a transformation that's happened within this whole experience here, and it feels like whomever is on the receiving end has excelled in a considerable way within themselves, within the way that they feel, within the way that they think. It all has to do with the aspect of healing here after this situation has occurred, but that healing only comes from you. That healing only is within the way that you experience a situation, and it's entirely yours. So now we also have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So this is essentially communicating about what they want to put in. Can they give more to this? Can they tend to this more with you? Here we already have a crown on the ground. It's oftentimes that denotes an energy where in the past, like medieval times and stuff like that, like when the crown was laid on the ground, it's the end of the monarch, the end of the person, the end of the royalty. Here we even have like laurels and berries set around it. So is this cutting them out completely? Is it giving them the opportunity to communicate? And again, it's also the opportunity for you to decide, do I want to venture into this again? Do I want to tend this garden again? Is this something that I need to do, or is this something that I can let go of? Because we have a very connected situation here where we have this love, where we have this deep connection with this Ten of Cups, but then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if this is something that's just temporary. We're going to find out in a minute. This could be in your head about not wanting to go back. We do have this Nine of Pentacles here, though. It's like somebody's away from this already, and now they've got the opportunity to consider it again. I do want to mention again at the bottom of the deck, though, you have the Four of Swords. So 3 in reverse, 4 now, and then 5 in reverse. So it's that healing. Okay, and here under that you have the Hermit, and under the Hermit you have the Two of Swords again. So cards basically, I know it's, how do I say this? The Five of Swords, and, here coming up twice, the Two of Swords coming up twice. I feel here there's still a fair amount of indecision in regard to wanting to do anything about this, even though a connection has been established and even though a connection is recognized. Show me the Ten of Cups for Scorpio, please. Okay. Five of Cups. So it's in reverse. The Five of Cups is in reverse here. The Five of Cups here in reverse communicates an energy where we are, look who's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. It's the Emperor. So the Five of Cups is talking about releasing this energy now, wanting to come out of this, letting this pain go, letting this frustration go, because they see you as, or you see somebody as the fucking light at the end of the tunnel. The Magician. Yep. Right here between victory, the Magician between victory and the Five of Cups in reverse. This person wants to communicate their feelings. They want to take action. They want to take charge and balance the situation out. Okay, so what did I say about this Empress over here and the King of Cups? This is not a match. This is a match. This is a match, Scorpio. And I feel that this person now has grown. They recognize things. You know, sometimes people do some stupid, selfish shit because they don't understand their hearts. Sometimes we are... sometimes we think we don't deserve certain things. Sometimes we're players, but sometimes we don't deserve love. Or sometimes... No, we do deserve love. Sometimes we feel like we don't deserve love, and we're kind of hardwired for that, which is sad because it's not the reality. We all deserve deep, resounding, reciprocal love. But sometimes the way that we're raised, the way that we experience life, the things that we go through kind of hammers in that we don't deserve what is real. We don't deserve something that, you know, doesn't make sense, or we aren't going to partake in something that lights us up entirely because it's something that we're not used to. We're scared of it, you know? So sometimes that can cause people to be uncertain about the direction that they want to go, especially in relationships. I feel like this person has graduated in a certain way within themselves, and I think time apart has been helpful to them. The Empress also communicates an energy of new beginnings. The Emperor is a card of leadership. It's an Aries card, but it's a card of leadership. I want you to see the little lamb around his shoulders. This Emperor does not look like the other emperors. Most emperors look like stern jerks. This guy looks pretty open. And with the lamb, lambs are about peace. They're gifts of love. They talk about connection, purity. I feel like this person wants to go forward with you, and I feel like you might do that. Show me the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. You have the Fool. So new beginnings. New beginnings here. And the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I want you to look at both of these Two of Swords here. With this Two of Swords, it's around her. It's like splicing her neck. She's got her head between them. It's almost like she wants to cut her head off. It's just too much to think about. There's too much to think about. Here, it looks like we are putting the swords down. We're making a decision. And it looks like she's untying her blindfold to open up her eyes, to see something new, to see the potential in something else. Underneath this Two of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card of reciprocation, equal give and take. It's a card of feeling at ease with somebody because you know that there isn't anybody else there. It can also talk about third-party situations and giving to other people, but I don't feel that now. What I feel here is somebody wanting to move forward and put the effort into things. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, which talks about so many things, but in this context, it's communicating more an energy of where we are wanting to build and build and build and work very, very diligently and very hard on this situation with your partner, with your person that you care about. Now, underneath this Two of Swords, you have the World. So the World communicates an energy of, the World is a card where things end. It's finality, it's change, it's allowing things to change, it's learning lessons from life. This is all about life lessons here with this World card. And it's a beautiful card. It's a card of transformation and allowance. It's allowing things to change and shift. It's not trying to control them. And it may have been a long time for you to decide to do that. We have the Eight of Swords down there, which is talking about essentially being in your mind about things, not allowing things to move forward just because you're afraid of what might be. But sometimes what might be isn't what is. You can create stories in your mind, but when it comes down to it and you start to get more of the picture, more of the information from somebody, they give you what you need to know. This is actually kind of a beautiful reading. I know it went back and forth, but what I feel from this energy was the past, what had happened between you guys. It's like this person may have ventured out because they thought the grass was greener, because they were trying to weigh up their options, because they thought something was going to be better for them. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean just a person. It could have been a job. It could have been something else that pulled them away from you. But whatever it was kind of done in a selfish vein, And so, and it had a fair amount of disregard attached to it. That's what I felt. But now it's coming around again. And I feel here that you are less so in your mind and more about being able to allow this to happen with the Fool here. Fool is brand new beginnings. Learning what you've experienced. From what you've experienced, you learn and you move forward and you apply it towards your life in the future. That's very much in alignment with the Magician and the Fool. These are two cards of learning from your mistakes, learning from your prior experiences, and having better footing when you make your next set of decisions involving your life, yourself, your relationships, your relationship partner, Please give me advice for Scorpio. What advice do we have to know about? What advice does Scorpio need to know about? So you have 3 cards here. You have the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. So here we have forward movement, direction, knowing what you want and going after it, feeling passionate about it, a whole lot of sex. Somebody may have a really big dick too. I say that in jest, but somebody may have a big dick. So not that that's important, but can be nice at times. At times. It's not like in every... I'm just going to shut up. The Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That is you, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's a queen that feels very happy, content, open, ready to go, moving on, moving forward, having success, going towards your 9 of Cups, a thing that is actually very happy and content for you. Now, to get to these cards. Sorry about the big dick thing. The 3 of Pentacles. Here it's upright now. So the upright of this energy is essentially 2 people now deciding to go into a situation together, to work on things together for the same goal, with the same energy, to enjoy each other, and to have a fair amount of passion and connection. This is also a card of dating. This could be starting to date again with this person, taking it slower. And if you are taking it slower, I would say this 4 of Pentacles is kind of multi-dimensional here. What I'm going to say here, I'm sorry, penis is really coming in right now. So with this 4 of Pentacles, I would advise you, if you're going to start taking it slow, please do just that. Take it slow. Don't just jump in the sack because it feels good, because you now decided that this is the one, and da-da-da-da-da, and like, yes, I consecrate this with secretions and love, and I'm sorry. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, I'm literally, like, feeling like I want to fuck something right now. Like, seriously, like, I feel like I want to go crazy. Like, I want to have some amazing sex. Pardon me. Okay. I would say with this 4 of Pentacles, be careful about that. Have some preservation for yourself. Hold off. I don't want to say don't send the wrong message, but like literally like be more mindful of how you share of your body with this person. Also, it's always a good idea if you're going to be engaging with somebody sexually long-term, and you haven't been with them for a while or you haven't been with them forever, like go get tested and find out about their partners and do the time frame accordingly. Go get tested. Because I feel eventually you guys are going to be having a fair amount of really, really healthy, heavy sex, and it feels good. I feel good. Like right now, I feel good. Like this feels like, holy shit. Like, yeah. And now the other message that I'm receiving with this card, though, is that with this, because it seems like the sexual aspect is going to be a level of like consecrating this relationship, making it solidified. And it brings like that reawareness and reawakening of, holy shit, this is this person that I'm adoring and loving. It's holding on to this. It's holding on to this. Queen of Cups, being entirely contented here. Moving forward towards a positive energy. We both have 2 cards of Cancer here too. You may be dealing with another water sign, Cancer or Scorpio. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and then the 9 of Cups. So you have the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. This is a card, this is a reading of love. This is a reading of very heavy love, very abundant love, very connected love. It doesn't mean to say that love doesn't have its pitfalls, love doesn't have its confusing moments, and love doesn't have its deception and manipulation, you know, but if you can grow past these things, if you can embrace the reality that people sometimes need to grow, we all need to grow. We can't, you know, what's the point if you're not growing, you know, and sometimes pain is the best teacher. Okay, I didn't even have to fucking shuffle there. So it like literally flipped out. So true love is popping out for you guys. I'm going to pull one more to see what's up. Show me more for Scorpio, please. Show me more for Scorpio. So you have codependency here popping out too. Now, codependency may be drinking, it may be drugging. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. That may have been something that had happened in the past. Now, I do want to mention too, remember when I said, you know, this doesn't just have to be a third-party situation. This doesn't just have to be, like, could have been a work situation. At the bottom of the deck at one point, you have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups can talk about partying. It can talk about partying too much, drinking too much, doing too many drugs. Sometimes we expend our energy that way and it detracts from our relationship, or those types of situations can take away from our relationship entirely and cause blocks between us and our partner. That may also be something here with this Ace of Wands. It can talk about healing, moving, regrowth, new growth. You love this person. Somebody here is very, very, very much in love. Show me codependency, please. Show me codependency. Yeah. Page of Cups here with the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Now, I do want you to mention, or I do want to mention here, this can talk about immature drinking. It can talk about just, I know it's about a lot of things, but in certain ways too, it can talk about drinking. It can talk about being immature in the way that you go about things. It can talk about these aspects of somebody stemming from childhood problems with their emotional self. Sometimes somebody can be very immature in their emotions. At the bottom of the deck, I do want to mention here too, you have the 10 of Cups. This 10 of Cups is different. This family is running for cover in the rain. This can talk about somebody who's had a very difficult childhood. It possibly has caused them to seek alcohol, you know, for coping, as a coping mechanism, alcohol or drugs. Either way, the rain is all over this energy. And this may also reflect your relationship in the past with this person. You may have had a very lovely connection with this person, but whatever they were doing brought a thunderstorm about the whole situation. At the bottom of the deck for this, true love and codependency, you have healing family issues. Now, healing family issues is kind of reflective about what I just talked about. This person may be needing therapy. You may need therapy. It never hurts to, and this isn't just family issues. This is also the connection between you. You know, if you need therapy, if you need to seek counseling, just do it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's advisable, entirely advisable. It leads to happier families. It leads to happier connections, you know, especially when you're in tune and you're flowing with each other and you know what's going on and there aren't like giant secrets. Also here, King and Queen of Cups, Emperor, Empress. We have a couple now. We have a couple that is very, they're on the road to a healthier situation, a healthy recovery, a healthy situation. I do feel here, though, too, in certain ways, this may be difficult for the male. This is going back to like this alcoholic aspect, and I know not every one of you is dealing with somebody who's been abusing drugs. I do want to mention, though, for those of you that have been dealing with somebody where that is the scenario, it's beneficial for this person to get help because they have drink on their mind. They have it on their mind no matter what. And they're sitting in a sea of emotions. And sometimes they might have a difficult time connecting to their emotions. And so they turn to vices to cope. This person may need to be able to have the availability to communicate their emotions to somebody. It may be a counselor, it may be you. I feel, though, too, while this queen can be like a counselor, she can be a therapist in a lot of ways because she's so empathetic. She loves people, especially if it's her counterpart. I still want you to know that it's important for this queen to not do that. It's good to listen, it's good to love, it's good to care, but sometimes you cannot be their catalyst. You can't be their savior. You're their partner, you're their lover, and you care about them, but don't get it twisted. Don't become their therapist. They're not a project. People are not projects. Even if you love them and you want to change them and you want the best, don't idealize this person. Go by what has been shown to you and make your decisions upon that. Watch this person as they change. Hence why we don't want to jump into something immediately. If you are getting involved back with this person, take your time. Take your time. Allow things to unfold in a natural way. Do not force anything. Do not force anything. Okay, Scorpio. Is there anything else? No. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading was helpful to you. It's a beautiful reading. I really like the energy that's coming together, but I think it's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time, and please don't jump into something immediately and expect everything to change immediately. This is going to take time. If you need to start just dating this person again slowly, do so. You know, don't get married, run into the situation, getting married and eloping and whatever. Like, don't do that. Go slow. All right. And if this resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, it is not for you. So I'm going to be out of here. And I hope everything is helpful for you. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I very much value your time and your consideration in watching these videos. And I want to thank you. So thank you, Scorpio and Cross Watchers and everybody else involved. All right, take care, you guys. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.